What's up, everybody? Come to me. It's Justin. Hey, how's it going? Welcome. Let's dive into this. Is there any truth behind eating for your blood type? That's the question. Is there any truth behind eating for your blood type? So the short answer to this question is a big fat no. Like, not even a little bit. No. And I don't actually know why I said the short answer, because the long answer is also a big fat no. It's just no across the board. Everybody, this is nonsense, complete nonsense. There's zero evidence to back this up whatsoever. I mean, you could scour the internet and try to find evidence to back it up, but you're going to fall short, I promise you. So the big thing with the blood type diet is it really comes from one source, really. It's this guy, Dr. D'Adamo, I think his name is D'Adamo. But I can't remember. I may have touched on this at some point. I think I may have had a question about it and just kind of dismissed it and was like, no, that's not a real thing. Like, that's silly. It's crazy, right? Blah, blah, blah. Don't worry about it. Don't eat for your blood type. Really, you don't have to eat for your blood type. Like, the only time your blood type even matters to you really is if you need a transfusion or something like that. This guy, this doctor, is on par for me with the medical medium. Really makes me want to put my head through a wall. Like, I can't understand how these people are selling books and selling plans and becoming bestsellers and making a whole lot of money on these nonsense claims that are just completely unfounded, no evidence behind them. This guy, he's literally just like the medical medium to me. He's just spewing nonsense. And the thing is, the guy disqualifies himself right from the jump, like straight up disqualifies himself. So let's talk about this whole thing, right? So the blood type hypothesis, I guess we would talk about it, like the eat for your blood type or whatever he says. He's claiming that there's one original blood type. He claims that the original blood type is type O, which he gets wrong, by the way. And then he claims that these new blood types popped up, like type A, type B, or whatever, based on the foods we were eating. So part of our evolution as humans and changes in our blood types are because of the foods that we were eating. Now, then he goes on to talk about lectins. The guy's pretty big on lectins, right? And as you know, I'm huge on lectins and avoiding them, okay? So I've told you guys a million times how lectins work. Lectins cause leaky gut. Lectins are proteins. They resemble proteins in the body. Your body triggers an autoimmune response, attacks itself because it can't tell the difference between the lectins and proteins that belong to the body. So healthy tissue versus problematic tissue, right? Now, this guy's claiming that the different molecular structures of different lectins may more closely resemble specific types of blood types, basically. So like if you have a specific blood type, certain lectin molecules might look more like your tissue than someone's tissue with a different blood type. So if you follow me here, he's just saying some lectins are more harmful for people based on their blood type or less harmful for people based on their blood types, okay? So this is what he's saying. He makes it just complicated enough. This is basically this is how you sell books, everybody, right? Is he makes it just complicated enough to kind of sound logical, and he makes it virtually impossible for average Joes to question him. He's just like, no, this is my hypothesis and X, Y, Z, and here's why, and blah, blah, blah. So he sells a bunch of books, right? But the thing is, he disqualifies himself from the jump because his claim is that there was one original blood type, and that original blood type was type O, right? The problem is that molecular biologists had already determined, literally easy 5 years before this guy's book came out, determined that the original human blood type was type A, okay? So 5 years after that research is released, this guy comes out with a book and claims that it's type O. Clearly he's a fan of cutting edge, solid research, right? No, he disqualifies himself from the jump. And the diet's just complete nonsense. So I'll give you guys an example. I was talking to a CLOVIS client recently about alcohol. And the question she asked me was, hey, if I experiment with carnivore, how does alcohol affect somebody on a carnivore diet? And I was like, whoa. Let's take a step back, right? There's biochemistry and human metabolism, right? Biochemistry and human metabolism don't change based on the diet that you're on. I mean, fundamentally, right? You might have more insulin in the system or have unbalanced hormones or all these things. Things can change within the body, right? But biochemistry is still biochemistry. Human metabolism is still human metabolism. So what I said to her is the way your body handles alcohol is simply the way your body handles alcohol. That's a biochemical response to something that you're ingesting, right? So it doesn't matter if you're carnivore or vegan or vegetarian or CLOVIS. It's like if you drink alcohol, the body has to process alcohol as alcohol. That process doesn't change based on your diet. It also doesn't change based on your blood type. Okay. So, I mean, we could totally just save kids. I'll say kids, like high school kids. We could save them at least thousands of dollars, if not between all of them, you save them millions of dollars. If all we really did was just teach them biochemistry and immunology at like a basic level, you can see through this nonsense. So what's happening here is if you have a blood type diet, let's say you have a friend or something that did this blood type diet and they're like, oh my God, I did this blood type diet and I've never felt better in my life. Like within 2 weeks, I had amazing results. By day 30, I felt better than I'd ever felt. This is incredible. You need to try this, right? These anecdotal things happen all the time. Let me put my phone in do not disturb. Yeah. So these kind of things happen all the time. These anecdotal things of like, yes, I tried this blood type diet and I feel absolutely amazing. This is incredible. You need to try it. So how does that happen, right? Because I can say something like the blood type diet is complete nonsense and write it off. And then there's going to be people that are like, the blood type diet changed my life. You don't understand. Here's why, everybody. And this is where we look at the medical medium as well and like just take a 30,000 foot view and look at the common sense of this and see how this guy just took common sense, turned it into his own thing, spun it for a profit, right? So basically what happens is in this guy's blood type recommendation, he tells people that are blood types O, A, and B to not eat any wheat, to begin a wheat-free diet, to adopt a wheat-free diet forever, right? Literally, if you're a blood type O, blood type A, or blood type B, you need to go on a wheat-free diet 100%, right? So people do this and they feel amazing. Well, guess what, everybody? Those 3 blood types account for 96% of the population. So if you read the guy's book and you are part of the 96% of the population with those 3 blood types, you're going to go on a wheat-free diet and your health is going to improve. And you're going to think that it has something to do with your blood type. And that is nonsense. Okay? So that is how the blood type diet works, everybody. The guy was clever. I think he's a super dishonest person. I think like he's a genuinely dishonest dude that you don't want to buy stuff from. He's just taking data and manipulating it to literally invent a diet out of thin air and get money from people. So yeah, he tells 96% of all people to go on a wheat-free diet. What? Is this a secret? Is this a secret, everybody? It's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely crazy.